fans celebrate. Would you believe it? Manchester City have one hand on the FA Cup.
It's finished at Sunderland. Manchester United have done all they can. That Rooney goal was enough for the 3 points. Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero! Watch it, drink it in. De Bruyne. Gundogan again. The king of comebacks.
There's a good try. Oh, incredible. Ilkay Gundogan. Right from the start. That is stunning.
They've done it! They've done it! Manchester City have done it! Once, twice, 3 times the champion! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete!
History makers, for the first time ever, an English club have won 4 titles in a row.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Typical City. How's everyone doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're feeling alright. I think I need you today, chat. Everyone, I need you today. I need your help because I'm down, man. I'm feeling grim and I don't want this to be shit. Like, I don't want to make you bored and miserable. That's like the least of my intentions. It's hard, man. This is a tough day for me. This is the hardest day I've felt in some time, to be honest. It's been a very strange day. A very lonely day as well, because all my family were out as well. Normally I turn to them when I'm feeling down, and that I just completely remove myself from football and go and speak to them and just do something completely different, like play a video game with my son or do something with my daughter or go out with the missus or whatever it may be. I didn't have that as an option today, so I was looking out of the window like Pablo Escobar on Narcos a lot today, just staring out of the window and contemplating life. We've got to move on. We've got to move on. I'm not ready to move on yet, but we will. We'll get there. We'll get there. We're all going to reach that point eventually. Some of us earlier than others. Some seem to have already reached it. Fair play. Fair play to you guys. You've got thicker skin than me and blacker hearts than me as well, because I'm gutted, mate. I'm absolutely gutted today. A Premier League football match awaits Manchester City away to Bournemouth. Bournemouth, who are undefeated in 16 games. So that's a mountain to climb for this Manchester City side. And we need to win. There is no way we can draw this game and come away from this season with a Premier League trophy. We must win to give ourselves any hope of picking up the silverware on the last day of the season. Win this, though. I think Arsenal are watching this tonight thinking they're going to drop points, and they may well prove to be right. But if they don't, they are coming into this. I got a real feeling from listening to some of the Arsenal fans that are worth listening to, at least. There's very few of them, but there are a few out there. The ones that I do listen to were very confident that they're dropping points today. And I get it. I don't blame them, to be fair. The news has just stunned the whole feel-good factor of Manchester City. We won an FA Cup as a matter of days ago. Like 4 days ago, we were lifting silverware. And now it feels like the end, doesn't it? It does. Anyway, we'll talk about... There's so much time to talk about it. This is going to be hopefully therapeutic as much for you as it is for me. And if it is just for me, that means you've done your job. And if you don't come away slightly feeling a little bit cathartic and a bit better after the news today, then I've not done my job. So I hope I do. Let's say hello to everyone first of all. But before we do that, I want to just shout out Mullet, because he's just dropped the kindest donation. 10 gifted memberships from Mullet Daddy. What a G you are, mate. What a legend to start the stream off with something as kind as that. It's the unity, the community that is here right now. And, just absolutely beautiful, Mullet. Thank you so much, mate. Really, really appreciate that. Super, super kind, mate. Also, there is team news to talk about. But before we talk about that, let's say hi to everyone. Fit Footy Krish says, "Oh, Jonny, we're going to win 3-1. I'd love it, mate. A 3-1 win away at Bournemouth would be unbelievable. It really would be. Considering the news, not just the news, removing the fact that Pep Guardiola leaks have been leaked. Forget that. Even with that, beating Bournemouth would be a ridiculous achievement today, because they are on fire. Certainly in the we're not going to concede goals department. So it's going to be interesting to see how we cope today. I'm looking forward to the game to some degree, because I actually think it's a nice distraction from the feeling that I had today, man. I was just absolutely heartbroken all day and all night last night. Absolutely devastated. I hope everyone else is feeling better about it. If you might get there at some point, in the sense of we're going to get there. Enzo Maresca, we need to talk about that as well, and how he is going to fit into this Manchester City team, the club. He's done that already. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the last day of the season, the goodbye that we're going to have to say to Pep Guardiola is... Oh, mate, I might be going to that game. I think what I'm deciding to do at the minute is, if Manchester City win tonight, I'm not going to go to the game, because I feel like I would be abandoning you. Like, we've been on this journey all season and getting to a point where we get to the final point of the season to walk away from a watchalong and in a title-winning potential watchalong. I want to do it with you in the chat, because you've been here all season, and most of you have anyway. So, and even if you're not, you're still welcome on the last day of the season. Of course you are. But the point being is, if we don't win today, I really do want to go and say bye to Pep. Like I did last season for Kevin De Bruyne. I want to go and say bye to him. So I'm praying that, in a way, doesn't come true, because that means the title is gone and we've lost the league, which means it gives me a little bit more freedom, I think, to go. I hope you understand that. But anyway, James, good to see you, mate. We will win with Haaland's 4-bagger. I'm not sold on Maresca. I'm not against him, but I'm not sold on him either. I'm right in the middle for Maresca, and we'll talk about it. Good to see you, Cobb. Hope you're good, mate. RG Sneaks says, so sad to hear Pep's leaving. Need to win this for him. Yeah, man. It'd be beautiful to win a Premier League for him, wouldn't it? It would be absolutely poetic. What a send-off that would be. Merla, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Looking after yourself. Arsenal have truly been gifted this league. There's been a lot of gifts, haven't they? They're probably going to get one tonight off Bournemouth as well, but I mean, more or less off us. But robbing relegation teams back-to-back is absolutely despicable. Man City will win 2-0 today and make Arsenal sweat till the final kick. I hope you're right, mate. I hope you're right. I saw that earlier, SRP. I don't know. It wasn't me, mate. It might have been a modder. I don't know. Mate. I can see that, though, and I can see you, huh? I can see that as well. So I hope no more of your comments have been removed. I'll check in the modders who's modded, because there's plenty of people I trust in there, but maybe there's a few old modders that have turned on me, turned on you as well, removing your comments. Good to see you, Phil. Just do it for Pepe says 2-1 City. Hope you're right, Phil. Hope you're right. Reza, hi, Jonny. Hope you and your family are fine. Thank you, mate. They are. Hope yours are too. Thank you, Pep, for everything, and I'm going for a 2-1 win over Bournemouth. Come on, City. Come on, Reza. I hope we do it, mate. Tim, good to see you. Let's hope we get our own Piero Hincapié's arse moment. Oh, yeah, that was good. I completely forgot about that. I was watching, I can't remember what, I was dumbfounded by Pep Guardiola at that moment, but that still managed to make me go like that. I was literally devastated in that moment. Pep's news was like as fresh as it could be at that moment when Hincapie's arse was just exposed and he was just absolutely shagging the grass as he like slipped off the pitch. His full pants came down. That's happened to me in a football pitch, by the way, when I was playing when I was a kid as well. That happened to me, and I was the wrong way round. So it was the other. I was the other way round. It was knob up. So that wasn't ideal. But it wasn't really. The pants didn't come down; they went up, and my knob sort of like popped out of the leg like that. I was just slide tackling, bit of a Paul Scholes without the size moment. And Peter Beardsley, I think his knob appeared as well. But yeah, that was hilarious. That got a smile out of me, even as sad as I was. That was funny. That. Big up Merlag again. Loved your collab with Esteemed, by the way. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed talking to him. Decent bloke, isn't he? Church, good evening, Blues. Somehow a win against the Cherries will not taste as sweet. Oh, I was doing the whole cherry thing earlier this year when Bournemouth beat Arsenal. I had a real cherry for like the first time because I'd had plenty of them sugar ones. I couldn't believe how often like people have offered me cherries and I've just said no to them. I didn't expect them to taste like that. They were actually pretty good. Anyway, Sky Blue Juggernaut will squash the Cherries into submission with a 6-0 win. Thanks so much, Pep. Come on, Blues. Come on, Church. Big up Dream. Going to be a close game. So sad Pep is leaving and the players will be affected. I predict 2-1 City. Good luck to all GCSE students. Yeah, man. Didn't know they were happening, but big up to everyone doing their GCSEs. I hope you do better than me, and I hope you aren't able to spell the word fudge with your results, because I could. I couldn't really, but that was a rumour that went around my school that Jonny could spell fudge. It's not true at all. I actually got some okay scores, but it was funny. Saw Pep was going 160 for the ticket. I'll be there. Yeah, I don't know, mate. Well, there's a potential for the North Stand. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. I'm really unfocused today. I apologise to everybody. This is going to be crap. I want to hold my hands up now. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying not to let the news affect me so much that you get punished. You know, that you get punished for tuning into Typical City where you normally get some sort of, I don't know how to describe myself without blowing my own trumpet, but I try to make it fun. That's the aim of the game, is it not? Is it not? It should be entertained. And I feel I'm going to let you down tonight, so I don't blame you if you don't watch. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already, because that massively helps, even if you're leaving. I apologise. I'll turn it round. I hope this fixes it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but I hope you're good, mate. And 160 quid for a ticket, I'd pay that. I'd pay that. I've heard they're going for much more than that. But anyway, the North Stand might be available because they're opening that, so I might be getting a ticket there. There are other people that might be selling them that I'd rather go through the official channels than going down the inflation route. But anyway, big up Welsh Wing. Whatever happens tonight, well done for making us sweat, and good luck to Pep. From an Arsenal fan, come on you Cherries. Big up Welsh Wing. Respect to you, mate. You've been in the chat for a few weeks now, and you've been incredibly respectful. Understandable for you to want to have a pop at me, because I have a pop at Arsenal. But you don't. You're a bigger man than me. You're a bigger man than me, so fair play to you. And you've been totally respectful in a Manchester City community. So, like I said, they're not all knobs, are they? They're not all knobs, Arsenal fans. And I mean, it is a minority in every fan base that acts that way, isn't there? In fairness, it just seems like a larger portion of them are Arsenal fans. And I think Liverpool fans as well, they've got a large portion. But anyway, big up Welsh Wing. Thank you so much for following Typical City and being as fair as you have been. And big up John. Sometimes you just got to be real. It's all love. Yeah, that's it. Mullet's been like, swear to God, Welsh Wing. I swear to God, Welsh Wing. One wrong move, and Mullet's going to be like, boom, banned, out of here, Welsh Wing. You get that shit out of here right now. Take that shit away from here. Boom. Officer Mullet in the house. Big up Welsh Wing. And big up John. Thanks for that, mate. It is all love. And the whole feeling I feel now for Pep Guardiola, it stems from that. It stems from love. And my missus understands it because she explained to me that her dad was really upset, like in bits, when Fergie retired. And So I imagine a lot of United fans shed a tear when Fergie left the club, and it is that, thankfully, she's got that level of understanding. She got annoyed. I took it too far though today, because when she came home, I said, I can't even look at his face. I can't even look at his face. It hurts me too much to look at Pep's face. It makes me upset. She was like, fucking hell, give it a rest now. It's a bit much. I think I was going a bit far there. A bit far. But I was feeling it. I wasn't lying. His face upsets me now. Like, not in the, like, go away sense. It's just like, clock's ticking. Clock's ticking. Sad times, man. Sad times. But I'm looking forward to talking about Maresca in the summer, because that's the only option we have. We have to start at least looking at the positives. That's what my next aim on the channel is going to be, just to make you aware. And I don't want to go searching for positives for the sake of it. I want to be fair about it, like I always am. I try to be anyway. I always try and look for the pros and the cons of any circumstance. And I think there are pros for Maresca, and I think there are cons for Maresca. I think there are more pros than cons right now. But they need looking at, they need analysing, and a lot of it isn't really analytically appropriate, if that makes sense, because it's like everything changes when you join Manchester City, because you get a totally different environment, literally an indifferent environment. You get different circumstances, different expectancy levels, different tools provided to you, different facilities, and different hierarchy, personnel, and relationships that are already in place for Maresca. So you almost have to let it play out. We have to. There's no alternative but to give him a chance. It seems like the club has made their mind up. It's a surprising decision because there isn't much of a backlog of evidence to say, yeah, that's the one. Whereas with Pep, it was like, look at that 3 years at Barca and look at the 3 years at Bayern Munich, and it's like, well, yeah, I've got no brainer. What a genius this man is. Already, we know he's going to work. He's going to be some form of success. What level of success will remain to be seen at the time when we appointed him. But we knew it was going to work. I did. And the first year where we didn't win a trophy, if that happens with Maresca, we need to remember that it wasn't instant for Pep either. So we need to be fair. And we need to be fair to Maresca, because someone has to do the job. You know, and if we are just going to instantly pile on him, then it's just not right. And I mean, the guy stands no chance. And I mean, the greatest managers of all time are going to struggle with the pressure of following Pep Guardiola. Name any manager in world football right now, and they are all going to struggle to follow Pep Guardiola, no matter who they are. So Maresca's got an incredibly hard job. With that fact alone, removing the fact that we expect him to go and win the league next year, we expect him to challenge on all four fronts and get to the latter stages of all the knockout tournaments. Preferably, we're talking minimum of quarter-final Champions League, because we've been struggling in that lately, even with Pep. So we've been struggling in that. We've won the League Cup this year and we've won the FA Cup this year. So I would like to see us get to the semis of those tournaments this year. And when you get to that stage, things happen. I get it. You might not win a trophy by a fingernail. I don't think that's fair to judge a man. It's consistency. It's what Pep says. We want that from Maresca. Be there at the end of the season. Just be there. Be challenging. Not being in it in terms of a challenge means you failed. So there is failure and then failure. You know what I mean? There's not managing to do it at the final line, which can happen to any team. Just ask Welsh Wings Arsenal. He's going to be done soon. He's going to give up on this community, and it's going to be done. But you know what I mean? You can get really close and still not be considered a failure, even though people will go, you failed, you didn't do it. But I don't know. We have to give him a bit of patience, don't we? Super tough, Abe says. Big up, Abe. Thanks for the super chat. Really kind, mate. Super tough and heavy, knowing Pep's leaving. Would be over the moon if he goes out with a domestic treble. That would be unbelievable. I've heard people say, the teams are out, by the way. Game's about to get underway. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. But what was I going to say? The some of the comments I've read today from people is still not believing it, and I want to not believe it with you. It's just the amount of journalists that have said it now. It's happening. It's happening. So we need to get on board with it. I know people still want to wait for the official Manchester City announcement, the official Pep Guardiola announcement. I kind of do as well. I wish that's how it was announced rather than some random journalist for the Daily Mail. He's not random. He's high up, isn't he, in terms of his position at the Daily Mail. It's not the point. it's not the point. It shouldn't have come from anyone outside of Manchester City. That's the point. It shouldn't have been leaked, or I imagine that's what's happened. It clearly has been leaked. But people wanting to deny it and hope that Pep suddenly goes, bang, 1 more year contract, I'm staying, everybody. Like, it's wishful thinking. It's wishful thinking. But I'm with you there wishing, by the way. I'm there with you wishing. It's not happening, but I want to believe that, man. I would love it just out of pure stubbornness. Do you know what? Enzo Maresca's even got a signed deal as well. So there's the point, is that Maresca would be absolutely screwed if Pep did that to him and just said, you know what, sorry, mate. Sorry for keeping you around for 6 months. And you could have signed for many other clubs in this window where you've not been a manager for anybody and you've just been waiting for next season to start as the Manchester City manager. Sorry about that. I'm going to stick around for another year. I don't know what you're going to do. Oh, shit. Game's about to get underway. And I've not even sorted the clock out. Oh, my God. I've completely ballsed it up. Stopwatch. Scoreboard. Am I going to do it in time? Oh, my God. I think I've done it. Right. Game's about to get underway. And it's Bernie to kick us off. Bernardo Silva. Penultimate game. My son loves that word, by the way. Penultimate. He learnt it and he's like, he always uses it in perfect context. Game is underway. Come on, City. Thanks, Abbas, for the... Abbas, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, mate. I hope I've not butchered it, but big up to you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. And Christine as well. No need to apologise to us, Johnny. Thanks, Christine. I do. I feel like, you know, I mean, I appreciate your understanding, but I do feel, you know, like I'm letting you down a little bit today. I do feel like I'm not up for it. You know, when you're just not up for it. And I'd rather not turn up and than do a bad job. I often feel like that. I'd rather not do the job at all if I know I'm going to do a terrible job. So I'm doing my best. But City wearing the everyone's favourite kit. The rain grey with high-vis stripes. Unbelievable kit, innit? I'm glad to see the back of that. Take that with you, Pep. You can take that kit with you if you want, mate. Ball through. Evan Nielsen's in. Oh, my God. Nico O'Reilly collects it. Well done, Nico O'Reilly. We need to talk about the team as well. I've not even told you that because I'm just too busy being upset. Donnarumma, Nico O'Reilly, off the top of my head, Gay, Kusanov, Nunes, Kovacic and Rodri are 2 double pivots, which excites me. I'm very pleased with that. Bournemouth are in. We're in trouble here. And Rodri pokes it away. Well done, Rodri. Semenyo on the edge of the area. You can't lose it there, mate. And he has done with a sloppy giveaway from Semenyo. You're playing for City now, mate. Oh, it's cleared. Thank God for that. Anyway, Mullet. Big up Mullet. Spare a moment for Southampton fans. They've just been booted out of the playoff final. For the fans, I spare a massive moment for them. Absolutely. Any individuals involved in the spying, I don't have much sympathy with, unfortunately. But the fans have been unfairly punished. Brutally so, in my opinion. I think it's cruel. I really do. I think it's cruel. And I actually think the punishment is the correct one, but the fans being punished like that doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel right at all. Long ball over the top there for Bournemouth. Out for a goal kick to City. I want Luis Enrique, mate. He's signing a new deal with PSG soon. So that's not going to happen. And it's Enzo Maresca, mate. It's just Enzo. We need to get on board with it now. It's just going to be Enzo Maresca. Matthew, thanks for the super chat, mate. Have you seen Bayern interest in Guardiola? Saw it. And rumours of his interest in leaving. I hope top quality players hold firm if Pep does leave. I hope so too. And I also think it's a little bit poor. I think it's journalistic timing. That's probably the best way to describe that sort of rumour. I think it's journalistic shenanigans. That it's like, how can we hurt City even more? City are in. They were nearly in a minute ago with a lovely ball trying to find Erling Haaland. And Kovacic started to bring it down the left. I do like Kovacic. He's a good player, isn't he? I wonder what we could have done this season if he'd been fit. He's nearly given it away. He's nearly given it away, but it was a bad touch that ended up with Rodri, so nothing to worry about. Lovely little 1-2. Nico O'Reilly. God, it's a poor cross. Poor clearance, though. And eventually it's cleared by Rayan. Bournemouth, Petrovic, Senesi, Hill, Trufair, Adams and Scott, in midfield. Krupi, you need to watch out for him. He could be in a Manchester City shirt next season, Krupi, because the rumours are we're interested in him, as are a whole host of Premier League clubs. So Krupi's been a very good player for Bournemouth this season. He's been really good. Tavernier and Rayan on the wings with Evan Nielsen up front for Bournemouth. Semenyo to the byline. Lovely. Cuts it back. Nunes leaves it. Doku dummy. One touch finish. Oh! Doku saved by Petrovic. Just doesn't quite connect with it. Jeremy Doku. Great move. Semenyo, brilliant. Burst to the byline. Great turn of speed and strength. Lovely little cutback. Nunes intelligent. Dummy. And Doku, lovely little first touch. Second touch, not so good. But City are in again. Straight from the replay. Doku thinks about the shot. No. Looking for options. Rodri. Again looking for options. Semenyo pokes it back to Nunes. City turning the screw a little bit. First 2-3 minutes looked a little bit dodgy, to be honest, and I thought we feared the worst. But we've taken a step forward in the game at least. Thanks, Matthew, for the super chat, mate. And Shako as well. Thanks for the super chat, mate. Jonny, you should shave your hair in memory of Pep Guardiola if we win today. Hope Enzo isn't on the transfer list given the relation to Maresca. Yeah, I'm not going to shave my hair, mate. I did that once in college with a mate of mine, and it was a Manchester derby bet. City win, he shaves his head. United win, I shave mine. I had to shave my head. So, I look like a thug, mate. I look bad. Like, I look like people were like, you know, when you're walking down the road and like an old lady like crosses the other way because she just doesn't like the look of you. And I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling because I'm 6'4" and it's the worst feeling in the world is being big and having a hoodie and scaring old people. I hate that. It's grim. Such a nasty feeling. And I had a shaved head at the time and I wanted to go, look, I'm actually a nice guy. I'm actually not a bad person. I'm not going to hurt you. But you could tell she was shitting herself, man. And I hated that. Didn't like that at all. So now I've gone for a nice smart look. So I won't be shaving my head. Anyway, big up Shako. Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate that, Shako. And Ian as well. Thank you, buddy. Wanted company, but I'm not mad with Enzo. I'm in the same sort of feeling with company as I am with Enzo. I think poetically and romantically is a better word. I wanted company. 100%. That's a much more of a heart-filling. It would massively soften the blow of Pep going, wouldn't it? It would be way more of like, okay, devastation. I feel sad, but I'm a little bit excited. The excitement isn't quite there for Enzo Maresca yet, but that could change. That could change, and that's, you know, there's not much romance involved with the Maresca signing, is there? But there is the same level of uncertainty in terms of how will he succeed, because I think company... long throw in here from Hill for Bournemouth, and it's going to be Haaland to clear it. Like I was saying, though, the short spell of managerial evidence I've got to go off for Maresca isn't too dissimilar in the amount of years as Vincent Kompany. You know, there is a difference in their paths, but I think both went into the Championship and dominated. Both pretty equal, really. Leicester and Burnley for Vincent Kompany and Maresca. Then, of course... he went to Chelsea and Vincent Kompany went to Bayern Munich. Same sort of level of clubs. Champions League should be. Chelsea right now aren't really at Bayern Munich's level. I get that. But their intentions are. You know what I mean? They are in that upper echelon of clubs. I think Chelsea and Bayern are bigger than Chelsea. Let's be honest about it. But you know the point I'm making. And Kompany has an easier job of winning trophies at Bayern Munich compared to Enzo Maresca winning trophies for Chelsea. And I think that the club... at Bayern Munich is incredibly well run. They're a very, very well run football club, which makes it an infinitely easier job for a manager to succeed in a friendlier environment, a well structured environment. And Bayern Munich are that. Chelsea are not that. They are a disaster of a football club in terms of the way they are run. They are just scattergun approach. We're trying methods after methods like. Let's try that then. Give them 10-year contracts. Let's see how that works. Nah, that's not going to work, mate. Do you know what I mean? Let's sell the women's team then and get the rights for that. Let's try that. They're up to all sorts. They don't know what they're doing. They're winging it. They go for players that we're in for. You know, they signed Maresca because he knew he was at Manchester City and he was on the radar. Bournemouth are in. So, yeah, totally unconvinced by Chelsea as a football club right now. The way they're run, ball in again, all the way over everybody. 8 minutes gone. Still 50-50. Bournemouth starting to come forward again. But yeah, it's a tough one, mate. And I would probably prefer company. Part of me thinks that Enzo Maresca could be coming in and doing a 2 or 3 year job. Hopefully he wins some silverware in the early days. But I'm hoping Vincent Kompany becomes like the long-term successor. That would be great. And I don't want to fall back into becoming a club that chops and changes their manager every 2 to 3 years. But there's no one like Pep that would offer that level of guaranteed success of, you know, proving their worth for a decade. Who's going to do that? Anyway, that's beautiful. Christine. Big up to Christine. The kit of tears. That's it now. It's not the Manchester rain anymore. It's the City fan tears following Pep Guardiola. It is, isn't it? So sad, man. Man on. Kovacic nearly had his pocket picked. Iraola is good. I don't think he's City good, but I do think he's very good. I mean, when you say City good, I'm like, no one's City good because Pep is City. He's become the face of Manchester City, hasn't he? And anyway, Nunes. Big up Phil. The kit in keeping with the mood. There you go. That's it. You two, Phil and Christine. Great minds think alike. I just saw the rain, but you see the emotion. The emotion. They're wearing the emotion. Do you think they all knew? Or do you think they've all found out? Or do you think it was a bit 50-50? Do you reckon it was word of mouth within the football club? Maybe there's certain people in the club that knew and certain people in the club that didn't know. Like, I don't know if you've ever worked in an office, but office gossip happens, doesn't it? I've worked in an office when I was younger. And office gossip can happen, and some people can know some things and some people don't know some things, depending on what circles they're in. So that could be a thing. But it does seem like a plan that's been in the making for quite some time, considering the Maresca rumour. As soon as he was spotted in the club, as of 6 months ago, you had to ask, why is he there? Is it a case of were they building a contingency plan for Pep Guardiola, or was it actually you're bringing him in to give him the job? You know, or is it a case of we're just getting our bases covered here in case Pep leaves? We haven't got the answer on that, but we want you to be the man in case he leaves. That could have been a possible conversation. And that's fair for the club to want to cover their bases. And Kusanov's giving it away there, trying to break the lines. And it's a beautiful interception by Rodri. Well read there. Oh, shit. The whole thing's just gone. I hope I'm still live. It does this every now and again where the whole thing just went, bleh. I'm gone. Sorry, everybody, I'm gone. Out of memory. It goes, snap. Let me see if I can... Am I still live? Still here. I can still see you, AV8. Yeah! Is he onside? No. Offside. It's gone in the back of the net. I was looking at the chat and then it's in the back of the net. It was Semenyo. But the offside flag must have gone up. Oh, it looks offside, but it looks close. Need to fix all this shit that's just gone completely tits up. Still 0-0. It just, my whole thing's went, snap. You know what? I'm going to close down some things because I can't. I've got 64 gig of RAM. There's no way you're running out of memory. No way. It was a good finish, Merc. It was a good finish. What's going on here? Anyway, hit the like button. I'm still here. Good to see you still. You can't see me. Oh, I need to get the new because the whole thing. I need to rearrange the chat so you can appear on the screen. What do you mean you can't see me? Yeah, you can still. Can you see me? Big up Phil for the super chat, by the way. Thanks for that, Phil. And Mullet as well. I'm on a strict diet of pizza, carbonara, cigs, and espresso in a solidarity with our new manager. Sounds like a delicious diet. I used to smoke, not anymore. But I'd have all the other things. Absolutely. I'd eat all them. Defo. And we've got pretty good history with Italian managers, haven't we? Good old Mancini did a good job. That's one point I wanted to make. Listen, this is the one thing that made me feel better. Hang on a minute, because Kasanov's thinking about... Yeah. Never mind, Kasanoff. Absolutely whiffer from Kasanoff. I thought he was going to be a thunder bastard, but he actually went for a side foot effort. He tried to whip it top bins, a la Yaya Toure against Sunderland in the League Cup. Except it went horribly wrong and straight into the Bournemouth fans. Point I want to make you slightly feel better. What was your favourite... Let everyone tell me what your favourite moment as a Manchester City fan has been. What's your favourite moment? I'll give you mine straight away. And I imagine the large portion of you, your answer will be the Sergio Aguero goal against QPR. That's going to be your number one moment. Oh, he's dummied him. He's done him. And Gay gets across with a brilliant tackle. The point being is, if that is your favourite moment, which I think it is a large portion of the City fans do think that is their favourite moment, Pep wasn't around. We didn't have Pep. So, as good as he is, let's not diminish. I'm not diminishing what he's done. We had brilliant moments without him. Oh, Bournemouth have missed a sitter. What a move. Evan Nielsen's just missed an open net. Getting away with murder. What a miss from Evan Nielsen. Lovely. The defending is atrocious. What is Kasanoff doing over there, by the way? And why is Nunes centre-back? And why is Kasanoff right-back? Why were we not set for that throw-in at all over the place defensively? Thankfully, Evan Nielsen has just missed the biggest sitter. That could be miss of the season. I'm not sure I've seen a worse miss than that. That was woeful. And we've gotten away with one big time there. Arsenal fans, oh fucking hell. If we're just going to give it away like that, then right, what are we doing? Like, heads have gone. Can you blame them? If we start seeing a head loss from these players, you know why. You know why. Because of Holt and his little announcement. I said something today in my video that I made earlier about journalists, and I don't like the profession in all honesty, but I don't think all of them are bad. I want to make that clear as well, because I did tarnish them all with the same brush there. That I think there are very respectable journalists that respect the etiquette of confidentiality, you know, and keeping things to yourself when you're asked to, and release it when it's legally been allowed. But I get the impression this was like, I couldn't wait to tell someone because I want to be the guy who broke the news. I want to be the guy who breaks the news. And not me. I'm talking on behalf of somebody. Ollie Holt, of course. Who, by the way, I've seen him a few times, by the way. He doesn't live far from me. I'm not saying I'm going to go and have some words with him. But I might have a word with him. See him. I was playing football once and he was in the group after. There was a group of older guys who came down and he was playing after me and I just recognised his face. I was like, I know you. Something in my mouth. So if I see him, I'll have a word with him. I'll say, what were you doing there, mate? What was that all about, eh? How's the paycheck? Did that fill your bank account at the expense of Pep Guardiola and his, I don't know, how do you describe it? Something that the honour that I think he deserves. I think he deserved more respect from this country's media. I think what he's achieved, I think it deserved more respect. Like, let him go on his own terms. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, in Pep wanting that. It's upset me. Big up Gary, lad. Enzo was the one who told Pep to go for a back four centre-halves and put John Stones' pivot in the middle during the treble season. Have faith. Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm aware of that. It isn't just tactics, though. That's the thing, and I appreciate that. That's so true, Gary, and that's one of the many positives that are associated with Enzo Maresca, and I believe there are many other things that's one of the big ones. Man on Rodri. Ball out here to Bernardo Silva. No, just Haaland in the box to aim for. Semenyo, can he burst into life? No, he can't. He nearly had his... he's rode that tackle, though. Gets it back to Nunes. But yeah, it's other things for Maresca, isn't it? It's man management. It's relationship with the board. And also juggling the shadow of Pep Guardiola. Every manager's going to have that problem. Whoever it is that follows Pep Guardiola, you're going to have that problem. You're not just being Manchester City manager. You're immediately being cast in the shadow. You've walked into a shadow. You're not walking into a fresh club. How many clubs are in decline when the manager walks in to change that trajectory from down to up, to start the curve and get them back winning again, get back to winning ways? We've been doing that, or at least plateauing to our own standards. We plateaued, maybe, to the sense of like, right, we're not going down, but we're winning silverware still, and that's the standard. It's a steady upward incline for Manchester City since Pep Guardiola has been at the football club. He's now got to continue that. It's got to be continuation of the success, because any sort of visible decline becomes immediately questionable, and everyone, like, it's human instinct to do that, isn't it? I think it's perfectly normal for people to go, "You're not Pep." And it's harsh, and I feel sorry for him because he's worked already harder than anyone else's job, for that reason alone. Big up, Gary. Thanks for that, mate. Trufair's coming forward. Got Tavernier outside of him. He's surrounded by City players, but no one bothered until Semenyo got back. They were just putting him in a cage, but not really doing anything about it. He was still moving towards our goal. Senesi now. No press at all from City. Gay clears it. Haaland picks up the loose pieces, and he's totally on his own. And one fired over the top here for Erling Haaland to chase, though. Again, on his own against 4 Bournemouth defenders. What do you think of the performance, everybody? Bring back Adebayor, John says. Big up, John. I did like Adebayor. I certainly wouldn't bring him back for any reason, though. What are you thinking? What, in a coaching capacity? I've no idea if he's even got his badges. He seems like he's more in the media game now, doesn't he? But I did like Adebayor. I was a big fan of him. Scored some good goals. Broke Arsenal hearts as well with that little celebration. That was funny. And big up Tim. There is a chance that Pep might rejoin Man City as the head manager again after much needed break. Fresh mind and full of energy if Maresca fails. I thought that I don't think it would be like 1 year of Maresca failing and then Pep's back like in a year. I'm thinking like 4 years, 3 years, like maybe. I thought that, but I'm not sure it's a good idea. When I thought about it, and then I thought, returning is, going back to your ex, it never works out, does it? It never works out. Bournemouth are in. Off-mark Gay, corner ball to Bournemouth. Tell you what, they look threatening when they come forward. They look more threatening than we do. They look like playing with a lot more freedom. We come forward and it looks laboured. It looks uncertain, we're struggling to get forward almost. Haaland's been offered a few moments to break away, and when he has done, there's been no City player around him to give him an option to pass it to, and he's just got to hold the ball up, wait for City players to catch up to him, and by that point, the Bournemouth team are set in their defensive shape, and we've got a throw-in to defend. Cheers, Tim, for that, but maybe, again, feels like wishful thinking, doesn't it? But let's see. Sorry, not throw-in, corner to defend. Cleared by Nico O'Reilly, back post. It's a bit of a goalmouth scramble going on there. Body's there. Back post. Rodri clears it. Headed all the way back to, more or less the halfway line, but Scott keeps it alive. Haaland steps out the press. Nearly nicks it off him as well. Wasn't far away from that, Haaland. Out for a City throw. Big up Mullets. Thanks for the super chat, mate. The Champions League win to secure the treble was on June the 10th. Your birthday, best day of my life until recently. Delivered by Pep and Rodri. Yeah, man. That's amazing. On your birthday as well. How good must that have been? June the 10th. Was that the final? That's late, that, isn't it? Does feel quite late for a Champions League final. When's the Champions League final this year? Is it as late as that? I didn't remember the date, to be honest. But you would. It was your bloody birthday. So what a day that was. I'm still the Aguero moment still number one. And I keep telling myself that today because it was like, well, then we don't need Pep for everything, do we? As good as he is, that was achieved. Moments of magic like that are still doable without Pep Guardiola. It doesn't mean we're finished now. Pep's gone. There is still every chance Enzo Maresca could deliver some major silverware for this football club. Who knows? He might be a more of a success in the Champions League. He might be that sort of manager, where he's just very good in the cups, I prefer leagues, I prefer league titles, but we'll see. Great ball into Haaland, that outside of the boot of Bernardo Silva. Very difficult for him to control that, and you could see that because he didn't control it. But Mark Gay ended up in a battle with Evan Nielsen. Someone's fouled someone there. Not sure who's getting that. I think Mark Gay gets it. Yep, City free kick. Evan Nielsen can't believe it. I'm glad I put him on my thumbnail. If I've cursed him by doing that, then it was great work by me. Because he's already missed an absolute sitter. Big up, Paul. Big fan of you, Paul. I've seen your comments, mate. I saw your very kind one today as well. I think you called me wise, Paul. So I take note of these things and I remember the kind people. So many of you, but I just remember you, mate. So thank you very much for your kind words. And thank you very much for that super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Legend. Top man. And Shaka as well. Feel like Pep will come back in 2027 to 28 season to save us. I thought that, like Tim said earlier. I've thought that today, that maybe he comes back at some point. Because he's not even that old, is he? He's in his 50s, so he's not... Is he still in his 50s, isn't he? Pretty sure he is. Ball over the top. Can Nunes get on the end of that? I think he's going to. No, he's not. Bollocks. Never mind. Oh. Liam, I know, mate. There he is. I can't look at it. I can't look at it. 55, is he, Trey? 55. $55 years old. It's nothing, that. He's got 20 years. 15 at least. He's got to be good enough to go into his 70s, Pep Guardiola. You just... The only thing that would stop that from happening would be the intensity of him. Because he's such an intense man. You know, I don't think he's got the ability to switch off. Long ball over the top. Got to be Donnarumma's, and it is, thankfully. There are people that just work at 100 mile an hour constantly, you know. And then the ones that can do it into their 70s are just absolute, like, beasts, aren't they? But there comes a time where you need a break, man. And this is probably why Pep's going. I don't think there's any reason other than tired for him to go. Maybe family, to go and be more closer to his family in the center, in Spain, obviously, and go back to his roots for a bit. I can't blame him. The guy needs to just have a bit of a break. You could see last year how much it was affecting him. And I think he wanted to go the second cheek he went, to be honest, because I think those two were... I did describe Lovely from Kovacic. He found a nice little pocket, and he found Haaland as well, who finds Doku. Doku coming down the left for Manchester City, works his way into the penalty area to the byline. Ball across, side netting. Corner ball. Corner ball. That's what I'm thinking, Ryan. Yeah, just the guy deserves it. You saw the stress he was going through last season. And I felt like he's done this for the love of the club. This season is for the love of the club. To oversee the beginning of the rebuild. To set the team up for a level of success. To get them back to winning ways. To teach the players, the newer ones, what it's like to win. And win silverware. And then give them that taste of it. And then say, look, you're good enough without me now, lads. And let's see this corner before I make my next point, because it's going to be Bernardo Silva to whip it in. Right into the danger zone. And the Rodri bobbling. Nico O'Reilly bobbling. Keep it, smack it, twat it. Haaland smashes it out for another corner. It was just chaos. Pinball in the area. Rocketed off a Bournemouth defender and out for another corner. But it was Rodri who got up, won the header, nods it down into a dangerous area. Nico O'Reilly tries to poke it. Goal bound. Another corner comes in. A little bit easier to defend for Bournemouth, that, and they've cleared it. Nunes side foot volley. Lovely little volley out to Bernardo Silva, who's going to whip this one in. Whips it in near post, and Gay is there, but it's cleared again. On is a free kick here for Bournemouth. Big up Chad. Thanks for the super chat, bud. Because we've had Guardiola, because we've had... Oh, no. I can't sing that. Because we've had Guardiola. See, it needs to be sung in a sad tone. Because we've had. Gutted. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't done so already. And big up to Jeff. Don't cry, it's over. Smile, it happened. Just like with Johnny's beard. Yeah. Hope we can close the season with 2 wins and start a new chapter in the fall. What you think? The beard was like, Pep saw it and was like, you know what? If that beard's gone, I'm gone. Doku's chasing this. If you get... Oh, it's a good bit of defending by Hill. Big up, Jeff. Hope you're good, man. Oh, Curtis, man, you're killing me. Because we've had Guardiola. I'm sapped of energy, Curtis. I'm sapped. I actually feel better tonight. And before the beer as well, I want to point out. It was before the beer that I was... about 6 o'clock tonight, I was like, I don't feel as bad as I did this morning. I've started to just think about it and just like, you got to process it, haven't you? You just have to go through the pain. You have to take the pain on the chin, unfortunately. That's what we have to do. There's no point burying it. You have to let it happen. You have to feel it. The more you feel it, the sooner you'll get over it. You know, don't pretend it's not there. Because it'll come out in different ways. Psychology lesson here on Typical City. Like and subscribe for all your psychological needs. Don't like and subscribe for that reason, because you'll end up mental. I will make you mental. I really did. I really did. That was my second take as well. I don't normally make second takes anymore. I made the whole video. And then I redid it because I was just too emotional in the first one. It was like, there's just too much. You know, I needed to just like, because I don't want to sit here bitching and moaning online. Who wants to watch that? Like, I'm sure some of you might do that actually. You might want to watch that, but I don't want to do that. So, I tried to be as pragmatic as possible, but like the first effort, I mean, when I started making videos on this channel, I'll be honest with you, I had to retake a lot of things at the beginning, but now I'm, Haaland's going to get on the end. Oh, he backed out like that there, Haaland, didn't he? But, yeah, it's an emotional one. It's tough. Big up Mullet, talking therapy with Jonny and Jeff. Do it with Jeff. Jeff's licensed in the matter. Jeff's a pro. We're playing better. We've grown into the game. We're starting to play some good stuff, and Bournemouth look a little bit under the cosh at the minute. City is starting to create opportunities. More, not so many good chances, but we're certainly getting to the edge of their area reasonably well. But it is blocked by plenty of Bournemouth players, and it's forced Semenyo to resort to a shot like that from 25 yards out, blocked by one of the many Bournemouth defenders stood in front of him. But hey, if we can break him down and win this game, the last day of the season is going to be mental. It's going to be mental. Psychology have many fathers, Johnny. You are definitely an orphan. You're saying I'm inexperienced in psychology? Absolutely. I have no qualifications. I'm fascinated in sporting psychology, though. I'm fascinated in that. I do think it's really interesting how top-level athletes mentally prepare for the sport, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be football. I think it's like fascinating to get to that level of performance and the mentality that's required to achieve greatness at that level. Whether it's top of the NFL, top of the NBA, top of the Premier League, like whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Like, crazy. You've got to be, like, unbelievable, haven't you? Here's Semenyo, and he's just ran it straight out for a throw-in. They don't know what to do with themselves, do they, anymore? I don't know. It must be tough for them. It must be tough for them. Because they were probably just getting round to the idea of, hang on a minute, maybe that Pep Guardiola's all right. He's just won an FA Cup and a League Cup. So not only have they been proven wrong this week, they will then have probably thought, actually, let's give him another chance. And then he's gone. So they've been hurt twice. But yeah, I mean, it was always a stupid movement, wasn't it? And Pep out. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous from the start. I'm ashamed at how much airtime I gave it, how much credit I gave it. I think I was a fool to get involved in it as much as I did, in all honesty. I think it wasn't worthy of an intelligent conversation, was it? It was like talking to children, you know, and when you have to lower the standards of the conversation because, you know, there's the things that a child's brain just can't comprehend. You don't want to hurt them. You don't want to explain things that will confuse a child, you know, and explaining why Pep Guardiola is a fantastic manager is exactly the same thing that for these people it was too much to comprehend. So, yeah, I wasted a lot of energy on that conversation. In fact, I want to see a bit of Marmouche. I think let's see how it goes, because I think we're doing okay at the minute. 35 minutes gone. I would like to see a little bit more clarity in the chances. We're certainly not creating clear-cut chances, but we are doing better in our controlling aspect. We're playing better than them, in midfield in particular. Kovacic and Rodri are not running the show, but they are more so than anyone else. They are ahead of the other midfielders on this pitch, obviously including all the Bournemouth ones. And but here come Bournemouth. You wouldn't be surprised if Bournemouth scored, though, would you? Because they've got the ability to do that. They can just go bang all of a sudden, can't they, Bournemouth? They are that sort of team that have the quality to hurt you. It was like 3 passes and they were getting a tap in for Evan Nielsen. What was that, 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago? So we got away with that. We need to take that as a warning. And I think we have so far, at least. We've started to control the game to a better level. Rodri goes down very easily, but Anthony Taylor helps the situation by giving a free kick. Would you take Krupi, by the way? Because I do like the look of him, but I must admit, I've not entirely focused on him. I've been watching the odd Bournemouth game, and when I watch him, I do think he looks good. Oh, go on, Haaland. I mean, Semenyo, he's giving everything, Anthony Taylor. What's he going to his book for there? He's not going to his book, is he? I thought he was going to his pocket then. Haaland with the most pathetic little push. No, it's nothing in that. But Anthony Taylor's giving everything at the minute, so the game's being broken up. And that suits Bournemouth, right? Did he book Haaland for that? He's booked somebody. Who got booked for that? Is it someone mouthed off? They're looking at Adams. Right, Adams got booked. I imagine that was too much mouth. Mouthing off. Because Anthony Taylor tends to let a lot of things go, doesn't he? But he obviously has said something that's really pushed Anthony Taylor over the edge. I did feel sorry for Anthony Taylor with the whole Jose Mourinho thing when he was at Roma and getting abused at the airport. There's just no need for it, is there? Good hold-up play from Haaland. Had to go all the way back to Gay with it, but at least he didn't lose the ball. James, I'm with you, buddy. Tough day, man. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. This is great. I'm already feeling better. I hope you're feeling better, because you guys in the chat, knowing that people are in the same boat as you, that alone can make you feel better. And I don't want you to feel bad, by the way. You know what I mean? But when sometimes you feel like you're on your own. And I felt like that today because I've been on my own all day. The family have been out, and I've been like staring out the window, wondering what I'm going to do without Pep. You know, and then you start being a bit more sensible, and you start thinking, I'm going to be fine, actually. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to carry on watching City. We're going to keep being successful because we've got fantastic hierarchy at this football club that are going to appoint the right manager, whether it be Enzo Maresca, and that proves to be right, we'll see. And if not, they'll fix it. So the intentions of the club are always to win. It's silverware. It's not top four. It's never been top four. We came in to be the best, and those standards have remained the same. Sheikh Mansour came in and employed everyone, the best in class in every department, and that's not going to change. Nunes got some work to do here. Ball across, edge of the area. It's Krupi! 1-0 Bournemouth. Like I said, we've been dominating. You're just waiting for that flash moment from Bournemouth, and it's exactly what Bournemouth have done. A moment out of nothing, really. Just one ball down the line and cut back to Krupi. What a finish from Krupi, by the way. You can't really argue, but we've conceded a goal that I can't say it was coming, but it certainly felt doable for Bournemouth, considering the chances they've had. (1-0). Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so already. I mean, Donnarumma's not even diving for it. It's that far in the corner. I'm not sure Donnarumma... Yeah, he's not getting anywhere near that. I was saying to you before, would you take Krupi? Take him now, wouldn't you? Take him straight out of the Bournemouth team. It's mad, this. Big up Kairaga. Pep might leave, but his legacy in City will remain. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. It's about to be 2-0. Thank fuck for that. Mark Gay gets back. Krupi was in. I can't deal with these replays anymore, man. How many times in the last couple of weeks has a replay happened, and then the second the replay finishes, someone's in. Someone's scoring. Bournemouth this time, in on goal. Mark Gay gets back. He's gone down injured, and it was straight from kickoff. Rodri on the ball. Plays it into Kasanov, who gives it immediately away. And he's well offside. It wouldn't have counted anyway. So there's an example of why your flag should go up. When it's that obvious, you've got to stick your flag in the air. Because you've let play go on. Mark Gay thinks, right, well, he's onside then. I've got to get back. And now look, he's injured. And it was offside. He's all right, actually. Mark Gay's back up on his feet. Oh. So, Bournemouth scoring first. Almost, not certainly, but it makes it a ridiculous job for Manchester City to go and win this game. Half-time's fast approaching as well. Kasanov's been a bit sloppy. It was him who gave it away for that opportunity a moment ago, straight after they'd scored. But there's been a couple of other moments with his on-the-ball passing. He's tried to break the line about 10 minutes into the game and he gave it away. And there's been a couple of other moments. He just needs to be a bit careful on the ball. I see he's trying to do things, though. So in fairness to him, he's being positive in his actions like that. Look at that. What is that? Who's getting on the end of that? If that gets to Doku, it's an unbelievable ball. But it doesn't. It goes straight through to Petrovic. It's the point exactly I was making, that he's trying to do things, but it's like, I'd rather you just play it easier now because you're giving it away. You know, you're inviting pressure back onto us. With Kovacic and Rodri playing, my first instinct when I saw Bernardo Silva in the starting 11 was, I don't think he's very effective in the 10 role. I don't think that's the best job for him. I personally think Cherki on for Bernardo Silva would be a good option for City to go and win this game. Because I think Kovacic and Rodri have been doing a reasonably decent job. Kovacic more so than Rodri. Rodri's been pretty solid, to be fair. He's not looked as laboured as he did in the FA Cup final. That was like obviously not fit. This game he looks a little bit sharper. He's intercepted a few decent balls and been strong enough on it. Kovacic has been the standout performer for me in that midfield. Bernardo Silva's tried to keep things ticking, but he's not having much of an impact on the game. And when you're playing the role he's playing, you need to be making, like, getting key passes and finding pockets of space. And he's not really doing that. So I'd be tempted by Cherki at half-time. I feel for the bottle guy, by the way. You know, he's been made into a villain, hasn't he? By Arsenal fans. And I mean, he was just having a laugh. Crazy. Having a laugh like that, and they accused him of being a planted, like, what's the word? I don't know. It was a plant that was not a plant, like a plant pot, like someone who's been planted there to behave in a certain way for the sake of clicks and media. He didn't at all, man. But now they constantly find him giving away to Rodri. Not going to punish him with touches like that. Rodri with a heavy touch. Haaland then nearly gives it away. Semenyo's just kept it alive, and then he does give it away. It's a bit sloppy, isn't it? It's the performance of a team that's received some gut-wrenching news in the last 24 hours. I wonder what that was. Does anyone know what? Has anyone got any idea what news has been out there lately that could have an effect on how the team are playing and think? Has anyone got an idea? Because maybe this is exactly why Pep wanted to keep it under wraps. And I've heard lots of City fans suggest that he should just tell us. But then it's like, well, that's for your own sake. That's because of your own impatience. Because you don't have the patience to wait for the announcement. You just want to know. And I get that. But think of the bigger picture. Think of the reason why. Why would he do it? Is he just having a laugh? Is he just taking the piss? Is that what he's doing? Is he just like, you know what, I'll just dangle the carrot in front of the City fans and wind them up? He's doing it for the sake of the club. You know what I mean? Doku coming down the left. Kovacic fires one across and it's cleared by Senesi. 2 minutes of injury time. 30 seconds. Fucking hell, what is going on with Mark Gay? He's getting absolutely battered out there. Like every time I see Mark Gay, he's been punched. He's been kicked. He's had his ankle sprained. I think Evan Nielsen's just stepped on his bollocks. What is he doing? It's not even him. I feel like he's just getting battered by people. Evan Nielsen this time. What's he done there? He's just rugby tackled him to the ground and then landed on him. Oh, yeah, and then he healed him in the bollocks. Yeah, I could tell. Do you know what I mean? You could tell by the man's face that was a bollock connection. Psychology of the players is shot, says Russ. Yeah, it feels like that, doesn't it? It feels. And like I said, Pep did this for a reason. He intended to keep it quiet for a reason. Bournemouth are in. We can't concede a second before half-time. Well, this is like, ridiculous. Mark Gage, good little touch that, to be fair to him. Sends it out for a throw-in, but there's a throw-in to defend now before half-time. 1-0 at half-time isn't the end of the world. We can still turn this round. But I don't know. Pep was protecting us. He was protecting the team. He wasn't protecting the fans. He was protecting the club. He was protecting us from this moment. Psychology of the players being shot, Russ. You're absolutely right. And that's why he was keeping it under wraps. Because he didn't want it to become about him. Long throwing. Donnarumma collects. Well done, Big Don. That's got to be half-time, and it is half-time. Let me ask you a question. Why does Bruce Wayne wear a mask? It's not just to hide his identity. It's so he doesn't get all the limelight. It's to keep Batman as a symbol. The symbol being, in this case, the mask is Manchester City, and the symbol is Manchester City, and Pep is Bruce Wayne. He doesn't want it to be about him. You got to keep it under wraps. Together, Pep and Manchester City together are an unstoppable force. Like Bruce Wayne and the Batman suit. They become Batman, an unstoppable force. But one has to take the rap. One has to take all the heat. And the other one has to make sure it's not about them. Because it could easily be about them. I've been watching Batman lately. That's why that came into my head. Because I watched Batman Begins like a week ago and it stuck in my head a little bit. So that was a mad analogy there. But anyway, 1-0, half-time. Not a great first half. Not just in the sense of the fact that we're 1-0 down, but more so in the lack of chance creation is a concern for me. We can definitely do better with the likes, though, people. We've got one 1,400 of you watching. Big up to every single one of you that's tuned in. Go on, Anna. Go on, Anna. Forgot what I was going to say. Hit the like button. I think that's what I was saying. I don't know. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. It really does help. Yeah, Foden and Cherky wants to be on by a gaming guy. I don't think you can bring both on at the same time. Not in this game. I think they can play together. That's a different point. But right now, it would who would you take off for Foden and Cherky? You'd be probably looking at. I would guess you would want Semenyo off, Foden on the right, which isn't his best position, and Bernardo Silva off and Cherky on. It's not a terrible idea. I just think Foden's a little bit wasted on the right. I do prefer him coming through the middle. It'd be interesting to see what Maresca does with Foden and Cherky, what his plans are for them. He's got a lot of quality. He's walking into an unbelievable, team, isn't he? He really is. One positive, City progressing the ball quicker. Is that with Maresca or in this game, Russ? I'll look out for your response. But with Maresca, I think you're right. I'm not sure about what you mean in this game because I'm not sure we have progressed that quickly. We've tried to get Haaland in this game and he's held it up on occasions, but it's not been great. The midfield play has been okay from City. We've not lost control of the game. There's been a few shaky moments at the back, but I don't think we've looked. I'm not sure we deserve to be 1-0 down, really, but we haven't created enough. That's the key for me. I mean, there's been no real test of Petrovic whatsoever. We had the offside goal ruled out, which was offside, but I don't know where you get that number from, Merck, mate. 86 million for Semenyo. We did not spend 86 million on Semenyo. I don't think he was even half of that. Was he half of that? How much was Semenyo? Was he 86 million? He wasn't that much, was he? I thought he was like 60, 70. 65. 65 million. Still a lot of money, innit? And come on, the guy just won us an FA Cup. He just won us an FA Cup, and he's the reason we're in a title race. Without him, and Mark Gay as well, this Arsenal team would have already won the league about 3 games ago. The goals that Semenyo scored are so important in the journey of this season. But the qualities as a player, there is work needed. I give you that. I think there is work needed. I think first touch is the main one for me. There are times when he dribbles it out of play and that's a bit, I can forgive him for that. I'm more bothered about the first touch than anything. If he can just nail that down, we've got a proper baller on our hands, but it often lets him down. He was getting the ball. Do you remember that cut back earlier in the game? When he got to the byline, he cut it back. Nunez looked like it was for Nunez, but Nunez knew Doku was further on, so he dummied it. Nunez lets it past, and then Doku gets on the end of it, and Doku's shot wasn't great. But that was all because of Semenyo's great play going down the right wing. So the second goal against Brentford, Semenyo working his way to the byline when Haaland just bundled it in against Brentford a couple of weeks ago. That was Semenyo. The goal against Chelsea, what a finish. Semenyo again. So I get the frustration with him because he isn't the prettiest of players. He doesn't look as good on the ball as the likes of Cherky does, for example. I get that. He's not as, fluid on the eye and pleasing on the eye. But he's effective, man. He's effective. Can't deny that. Raymad, on the topic of managers coming and leaving, did Liverpool make a mistake by not sacking Slot and bringing in Alonso? 100%. I can't believe they're sticking with him. That's amazing news, I think. I really believe that. What's his name? Mo Salah. That statement wasn't about him. That was him trying to get the manager sacked again. He was trying to get the manager sacked again. Oh, can't get my joggers off. not trying to fucking strip off or anything. I'm just like, I've had my joggers like pulled up because my legs were hot. And then I tried to pull them down and they wouldn't go down. But fucking hell, that miss from Evan Nielsen was bad, wasn't it, man? I do think it's time for Cherky, though. I know Pep insists on having Bernardo Silva on the pitch as often as possible, but I don't see the value that is worthy of being on the pitch in that particular position ahead of the likes of Foden or Cherky, really. More so Cherky. Foden has got, 2 games, 1.5 games of form we're talking about. But Cherky's got a good, 2/3 of a season of decent level performances behind him. So much more trustworthy going off this season. If you were to drop Bernardo Silva, you would have to take off Kovacic or Rodri. And I don't think either of those deserve to come off. I think Kovacic has been one of our better players. I think he needs to stay on. And then it's a case of, would you bring off Rodri and leave Bernardo Silva and Kovacic on their own? That's not a nice combo. I think it's not really... Well, I don't think we need that much physicality in this game, to be fair, because Bournemouth aren't the most physical team. They are much more in the technical side than the physical side, aren't they, Bournemouth? But the performance overall, and it's not even the performance. It's not like Bernardo Silva's playing badly. He's just not getting involved. He's not finding space in and being found. When he's in space, he's not being found. And when he's trying to find an option to give a player a pass option, he's not there. So you want Kovacic off? You want Kovacic off, do you? Really? Kovacic has been ass. Really? I'm surprised you think that, because I think he's been the one breaking the lines. You want Rodri off and Kovacic off, Aït-Nouri in and Cherky in. I don't know how that works, but Ryan Aït-Nouri in midfield and Cherky alongside Ryan Aït-Nouri in midfield, or drop Bernardo Silva alongside Ryan Aït-Nouri. So you want a midfield 2 of Ryan Aït-Nouri and Bernardo Silva. Nah. I personally would go Cherky on, Bernardo Silva off. That's personally what I would do. But I think Kovacic has looked positive. I think he's tried to look positive, Interesting to see a lot of people don't think that. That's interesting. Big up to every single one of you that hit the like button. Thank you for doing that. Right. Half time's nearly over and I've not gone for my mandatory piss. Which... it's better doing it now than later, innit? But I don't think Pep... It'll be interesting to see if he makes a substitution. I have a feeling he'll keep it as it is for 5-10 minutes and then contemplate the likes of Cherky. But you've got to be thinking about Cherky at this point, regardless of who you think should come off. You're looking for your game changers now, aren't you? You're looking for someone to bring a bit of zest to the game. And Cherky right now is really the only one that I think would bring a reasonably decent level of certainty when it comes to creativity. I'm waiting for the City team to come across because I've forgotten who's on our bench. We've got Savinho, who could replace Semenyo potentially. Foden would do the same job as Cherky, really, but you could possibly replace him for Semenyo. I don't think we should be bringing on Reinders. And Marmoush, again, I think he would almost get in Haaland's way, like he did in the first half against Chelsea in the FA Cup final. It just didn't work. There is that space. That Bernardo Silva's got a little pocket of space, but he's not been found and he's not as dangerous as Cherky. Anyway, big up Kyle. I'm ready for a new manager, to be honest. A style like PSG that is devastatingly fast on attack. We're going to be more direct than we were with Pep, but you need to expect control. We're not going to be like PSG. This pass them to death style is exhausting. Love to the fan. Big up Kyle. Thanks, mate. I don't think we're going to be as, intense and as direct and vertical as PSG. But I do think we're going to be more vertical than we have been with Pep. Even this year, because Pep's up that. Pep's gone more vertical. That's why Pep Lijnders was brought in, to bring in a new way of playing, or at least an alternative way of playing. Not necessarily an instead of, it's an as well as. But the interesting thing for summer is Pep Lijnders even going to be here? You know, what's the backroom staff going to be? I presume Enzo's got his own ideas for who that's going to be. Obviously, we know about Willy Caballero, which is great news, by the way. I'm excited about that because I get to sing the song. You put your Willy in, your Willy out, in, out, in, out. You shake it all about. You do the Caballero and you turn around. That's what it's all about. Oh, Willy Caballero. That's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, going for a pee. Back in a minute. Oh, Willy Caballero. Pep out. Someone's saying Pep out. At this point, it's funny. It's actually cheered me up a little bit. That beer's in the way. That's in the way. Where can I put this without being in the fucking way? Big, long beer. Apparently there's an Arsenal fan at the game today with bottles with Manchester City badge on them. They're desperate, aren't they, man? Like, I don't think they quite understand English. Like, terminologies seem to go over their heads, like humble. They tried to use that against us, and they never understood the fact that they kept hammering the word stay humble at us. It became ironic that they clearly didn't understand what humble even meant. And then now they want to use the word bottle against us when we've been second all season. Bottling it is having something in your hands and then not having it in your hands. It's never been in our hands. We've been chasing all season. You know, you need to be in control to then like, at the very last minute, you bottle it. I don't understand how we've bottled anything. They don't get it, do they? But they want to force it, don't they? It's really like shoehorning in a point in there. And I'm actually, I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, like, and you want to see City fans cry, you're getting it, but you're not getting it the way you probably wanted it, because we're all crying about Pep. We're not crying about you anymore. I'm not even thinking about you. I'm genuinely not. And that's not trying to diminish your success. I don't know if you've noticed, when Bournemouth scored, I was a bit meh. Pep's still going. If we win this game, Pep's still going. Obviously, I want to win the league, and I'm going to be gutted that we haven't won the league. But my mentality right now is, you know, what's worse? Arsenal winning the league or Pep leaving? Pep leaving all day long. That's so much worse. So much worse. So you're not in my priority of thinking. If I had to rank my pain, you're quite low down now. I was worried a week ago. I was thinking you're going to be the worst feeling ever. Haaland's in. So's Nico O'Reilly. And it's saved. Shouldn't have been. Nico O'Reilly, you've got to be burying that. Should easily be 1-1. Fucking hell. What's he doing there, man? How's he not buried that? And he's tried to slot it under Petrovic. I think he telegraphed what he was doing. But that's the goal for me that would have changed the momentum of this game. It becomes 1-1 right after half-time. It's game on and we could come away with 3 points here. And we're going down to the wire for a Premier League title. But that is a major opportunity spurned by Nico O'Reilly, who is normally so reliable. Fantastic from Haaland. Good ball into him from Semenyo. Haaland, again, it would have been assist number 10. Double-digit assists for a player who just scores tap-ins. It would have been. That's what that would have been. And O'Reilly telegraphed what he was going to do. Not in the corner anywhere near enough. And he got a bit of height on it as well. He didn't slot it under the keeper. He actually got it off the ground a little bit. So it was like the keeper's hands are like out here. Just hit his hand, man. Come on. Oh, disappointing that was. Big up Darks. Gay, Kovacic, Silva, Semenyo off. Is he onside? Look how quick that Lino gets his flag up there, man. Where was that energy when Gay was having to chase down Evan Nielsen? And Pep's telling him as well. He's telling him, fucking too right, Pep. Gonna miss you, man. And it's not, he's close as well. He looked just offside, to be fair, but close. Not worthy of going, whoa, with your flag straight away. The sort of thing that they've been letting go all season. Well, for the last 2 or 3 seasons, but big up Darks, man. Thanks for that. 17 months as well. What a legend you are. Gay, Kovacic, Silva, Semenyo off. Nori, Cherki, Gvardiol and Savio for that dribbling spark. No changes made at half-time. I know you made that suggestion before half-time, but just to make it clear, no changes have been made. There may need to be in a minute if Bournemouth score. Bernardo Silva picks up a loose, deflected effort from Bournemouth, and City can come away with it now with Doku, who's very slow in bringing it forward, but not his fault. He's got no options. He's eventually found Semenyo on the right. True Fair gets out to slow him down. It's laboured. It's slow. We need to. You're not going to break him down at this speed. It's got to be quicker. That intensity was missing from the first half, and it's looking like it's carried over into the second half, unfortunately, because the tempo of passing is too slow. When we get the ball and have opportunities to break on them, there's no intensity from the other City players who haven't got the ball to get into positions to make themselves like an offering for the player who has got the ball. City throw. But 16 games unbeaten, 1-0 up, 40 minutes to go. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Haaland's in, and it's a vital bit of defending that from Ryan, who gets back. It's a corner ball, it should be. Anyway, yeah, corner, good. What do you think about the player pull power of Manchester City? They're looking at that offside again, man. It was so fucking close. It's just not worth putting your flag up. It's that close. Crazy. Do you know what I mean? Ball in. Gay, Haaland, Rodri, bobbling, and it's cleared. I think by Evan Nielsen. Nunes fires it back to the corner taker. Bernardo Silva, and Rayan gets out and nods it for a throw into City. What do you think about the player pulling power in the transfer window if we don't have Pep? Because I do think a lot of players have signed for this club because of Pep, not because of the money, because of Pep. Because they could have got that money in so many other clubs. Our wage structure is no more than anyone else's. Well, more than plenty of other clubs. But in terms of like the top tier clubs, the Chelseas and the Arsenals and Liverpools and Uniteds of this world, they pay the wages we pay. I know they like to make out that that all their players are on 50p and a packet of Haribo per week, and our players are on £4 billion per second. You know what I mean? They're fucking idiots that talk shit about actual finance. They don't know what they're talking about. But everyone's on similar wages. But how are we going to persuade players to join this football club without Pep? I still think we can. It's not like we can't. It's just Pep was that extra, like, pull factor. You know, it's like, why would you want to pass up on an education from Pep Guardiola? You just wouldn't. And hope Enzo Maresca, who's very young in his journey as a manager, can earn that level of respect over time. But we almost have to be the guinea pig for his career. You know, we're almost like, is he going to work? Let's find out. And, you know, it's going to be risky. So, we'll see. We'll see. You says players seem to be mourning Pep leaving. Chelsea scored. I'm sure some of you said that before. But, yeah, that ball there from Nico O'Reilly wasn't a bad one to Bernardo Silva. But he just wasn't ready for it at all. I'm not sure Bernardo Silva is a player that should be on this pitch right now. Bournemouth are coming away. Ball across. Evan Nielsen. Donnarumma with the save. Bernardo Silva, mate. You've got to get your body there, man. Nico O'Reilly's ball arguably was a bit short to him up the other end of the pitch. But he's got to be on his toes, man, and go for that. Like, get your body there, man. Frustrating. Big save from Donnarumma. I think it was going wide, actually. And Donnarumma makes the save because he wanted to be sure. Corner ball to defend for Manchester City, though. Bournemouth going to whip it in. Big up Raymad. If Pep take over NT and win something, he has completed football. NT mean national team, you mean? Near post cleared by Nunes. Does NT mean national team? Because rumours are Spain and England sliced away there by Kovacic up in the air. Semenyo, though, gets on the end of it. Haaland. Good ball out here to Bernardo Silva. Doesn't even try to run with it. Plays it to Kovacic, who does run with it. Who plays a lovely ball to Erling Haaland. Well done, Kovacic. Back to Rodri. Thinks it back post. Doku! Tame effort. Bernardo Silva lose pieces. His shot's blocked and ricochets up in the air and collected easily by Petrovic in the end. There's that player, that shit Kovacic, you know, driving forward and slotting in Haaland. He's been shit though, hasn't he? Can I ask the question you asked me? Are we watching the same game? I swear, just Kovacic just like the main reason we have any threat, we have any gap between winning the ball back and turning it into a transitional moment for Manchester City. Kovacic is proving his value right now. He's doing things. He's trying to make the game tick. He's forward thinking. He has completed football already, in my opinion, but absolutely, you do it at the national level, then, yeah. Unquestionable. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him, fucking hell, Mark Gay getting caught on the ball there, really lucky, nearly put Kovacic in trouble as well. It's ricocheted out for a City throw-in, thankfully. Savinho, Cherky, Foden, all coming on. Big moves. Big moves. Desperate moves at this stage because, you know, title's gone in a minute. Rodri. Mark Gay just fired an unbelievably difficult ball for Bernardo Silva to control, and he brought it down brilliantly. Nunes now. It's a foul. Big up Rayman. Thanks for that, mate. Cherky and Foden, you're getting your wish, mate. They're on. And Savinho. Nice one, Ian. Thanks for the super chat, mate. I think club alone has enough pull at this point. Yeah. I think Pep's an extra factor, though. I think you're right. The club absolutely has a pull factor. It's not like we now can't sign anybody. I wasn't going that far. Cherky on for Bernardo Silva. Kovacic off for must be Foden. So Rodri in the single pivot now. We're going with 2 number 10s in Foden and Cherki. With 35 minutes to go. Makes sense. Semenyo off. Savinho on. That's like for like. But there has to be a system change here, considering Kovacic and Bernardo Silva have both left the pitch for a more attacking threat. Leaving Rodri on his own in a single pivot, surely. This is going to either become 1-1 or 2-0 soon, I think. I think in the next 15 minutes, this game's either going to be decided, Bournemouth have won it, or we're back in it. Because of that substitution, it's go for it time. And it makes us more vulnerable, unfortunately. So you're hoping we don't get punished. Fucking hell, ref. How many times has that happened now? Nunes trying to get on with the game and Bournemouth players just like kicking it away. Well, thankfully, Mr. Chips, he's done it now. Some might say he should have done it at half time. Mark Gay nods it. Oh, fucking hell, Mark Gay with a very dodgy header. Luckily, he wasn't pressed by Evan Nielsen, but he took 2 headers to get it back to him. Well, one that thankfully wasn't pressed, but not composed, is he, with those passes back to a goalkeeper? You're better off twatting it, aren't you? If you're not sure, just get enough on it to make the keeper have to do the work. Make sure it gets there. Nunes driving forward. Good run from... Hell, mate. You're taking all day on that. Tavernier takes it off him in the end, but he's dilly-dallying on it. Mark Gay struggling against Evan Nielsen, isn't he? He's really struggling against him. It's a physical battle. Cherki having his pocket picked. Well, too easy that from Cherki. That was poor. What a poor start to the game from Ryan Cherki that was. Trying to beat a player and then he's had it taken off him straight away and we're in trouble. And Rodri gets back and, well... Whoa, fucking hell. Now he's slipping. Heads have gone, lads. Heads have gone. Now, what was that there from Rodri? Too busy thinking about his next pass. Hadn't got the ball under control yet. Ball across here. And is that Kusanov? I think his bollocks have been smashed. And Rodri was a lucky boy then. Lucky boy, got away with that one. I agree. It's not been a convincing performance at all from any of them at the back. Nunes less so, but it's exactly the same sort of performance I saw in the FA Cup final. I thought all 3 of them at the back weren't... I thought Nunes... no, Gay was actually good, I thought, in the cup final, so I forgot about his performance. I thought he was very good in the cup final, but there were certainly some shaky moments from the back line. Nico O'Reilly's issues in recent weeks have been more in the attacking sense. More in how wasteful he's been in really opportunistic moments. You know, he had a one-on-one at the beginning of this second half. If that goes in, it's game on. You know, how many times did he go through against Chelsea in the second half? He had 2 or 3 opportunities where he found... The great thing about Nico O'Reilly is his energy and his runs, the timing of his runs to get into that pocket of space and find the space and, you know, have the intelligence to get there. And Kusanov stepping forward, he's giving it away. He's giving it away again. We've won the ball back. He's got to be careful. Kusanov, man. That's like 3 or 4 times now we've seen him try and pass that ball through Bournemouth lines and give it away. And Gay on the ball. This stinks of 2-0 Bournemouth in a minute. The performance doesn't look... Foden and Cherki look like they don't know what they're doing at the minute. Cherki's had 1 touch. Foden hasn't touched it yet. Cherki's touch was terrible. But they're both playing in the right 10 and left 10. Nico O'Reilly driving forward, giving it away. So poor at the back. Coming out from the back in particular, so poor. Bournemouth are in. Evan Nielsen, Krupi over the bar. Fucking hell, lads. It's so poor on the ball, like coming out from the back. Nico O'Reilly driving forward and gives it away. Kusanov has been doing it all game. Nico O'Reilly's done it on occasions. Gay's done it once or twice, but he's struggled more in the physical aspect because he's in a wrestling match with Evan Nielsen. And it's a wrestling match he's struggling with. Nunes is tried to impose himself on the game. Another replay where all of a sudden Bournemouth nearly score as well. Oh, I'd love that gaming guy, by the way. I wish that happened. I wonder what Maresca's going to do with Marmoush. Curious. It feels that way, doesn't it, mate? It feels that way. Corner ball to Bournemouth. He's not even on the bench, mate. He's not even on the bench, and I would do that as well. Absolutely, I agree. Ball in. How's that not gone in? How have Bournemouth not scored? Let's be fair about it. That should be 3-0 Bournemouth. They've hit the post. Mr. Sitter in the first half, Evan Nielsen, that should have absolutely been 1-0. They did get their goal from Krupi in the end. It should be 3-1 because Nico O'Reilly should have scored. And that would have made it 1-1. But we are... yeah. We're not winning this. Carry on like this, there's slim chance of even, getting an equaliser, let alone winning the fucking game. We're more likely to concede a second in a minute. The way it's going right now. Evan Nielsen... Tavernier, they look like the team that have got the confidence. We look shell-shocked, don't we? We do. Yeah, man. FA Cup, League Cup. Let's not forget what we've achieved. Doku. 2-on-1. If anyone can do something, it's probably him. Rodri over the bar. What do you think about Rodri's return since he's come back from injury? It's not been bad. I don't think it has been great. I think it's been mostly 7 out of 10-ish. It's been that sort of, yeah. We know he can do better. I think the fact that he was just getting momentum, wasn't he? And then he picked up that groin injury, and that's just, it's broken up the season so badly. And I mean, if we had Rodri fully fit from the start of the season with a Kovacic to challenge him and let him get the leg rest that he needs, and bring Kovacic on for final 15 minutes of games, but we had neither of those players available to us for the first half of the season. So you do wonder. And Josko, obviously, I mean, we lost our 2 main centre-backs in the same game, one of them breaking his leg. So we've not had it go our way this season. And I'm not even going to mention Arsenal because they've had plenty go their way, but we've not, is the point. We've just gone against us on many occasions. Savinho trying to beat True Fair there. Pocketed by True Fair. Very easy for True Fair. Bournemouth fans going wild. 25 minutes to go. That's mental, innit? That is mental. And Havertz, the red card yesterday, that was just a... Well, I was going to say I wasn't going to talk about Arsenal, but I mean, the amount of decisions, Gabriel's headbutt, that decision, there's so many others that have gone their way. David Raya punching João Pedro in the face. You know what I mean? Like the ridiculous decisions. David Raya is punched. That didn't even go out, that. Doku kept that in. Fucking bollocks. David Raya punches João Pedro in the face while he's being headlocked at the same time. Like he's being headlocked, like, oh, and then his fist goes like right on his fucking head. No penalty. But then that little touch on his arm, no goal. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. You tot them up, and you're talking about 5 or 6 points there, aren't you? Let's be fair about it. We've had some go our way. I'm not going to deny that. I think we've had, but nowhere near to the level of Arsenal. The amount of shite decisions that have been favourable for them. But you need it. You need that in a Premier League season. And it happens. It happens. It's happened to us. We've had seasons where it's felt like, oh, we got away with one there. I think Bernardo Silva should have been sent off. Oh, this is the game. How have they missed again? Bournemouth, is that a corner ball? Have we poked it away? It's a matter of time before we fully know the destination of this Premier League title, because we don't look like scoring. Bournemouth look like they're going to bury us in any minute. Going to bury us any minute. Big up James, man. You still believe. Go Blues. Big up James. Top man. I'm glad you still believe. And I still have hope. I just need to see a hell of a lot more from the 11 out there. And I've got complete understanding as to why this performance looked as so lacklustre as it does. Because, there was a certain bit of information that was leaked into the media 24 hours ago, so throw in to defend. Haaland, who's been doing that all season brilliantly, apart from last week. He got away with one last week against Chelsea, but that near-post defending from Haaland all season has been so invaluable. Drogba-esque, Shearer-esque, defending the near post as the big centre-forward, the big number 9, getting back and protecting the back line. He's done it so well, so many times this season. But he got away with one against Chelsea, if you remember, because there was that flick on at the end of the game from Colwill that flicked it on to Enzo Fernandez, and Haaland was just ball watching. You can't really blame him, because that was clearly a striker in the box having to defend, and he just wasn't. Oh, Rodri got his pocket picked. Cherky's got back to slow it down, but Bournemouth still with the ball. Scott now lets it run across his body and gets it past Foden and Doku. Finds Ryan one-on-one with Nico O'Reilly. Goes to the byline with it. And it nearly turned into his own net by Nico O'Reilly. But for another save from Donnarumma. Is that save number 3? Save number 2 from Big Don? Destined to be an own goal. Nico O'Reilly nearly turned it into the back of his own net. Does the right thing in stretching out for it, trying to block that cross coming in. But it deflects unkindly off his studs and nearly finds the back of the Manchester City net, but for a Donnarumma save. Instinctive from Donnarumma. Was a good save, wasn't it, Mullet? I thought it was good. Frustrating. Corner ball, though. Big up, Isa. Good to see you, man. It's off Kasanov. Just came all the way over to Kasanov and drops on his toes and out for a corner to Bournemouth. Oh. We look like we're going to get a second goal scored against us any minute, don't we? I mean, we haven't looked like equalising since that Nico O'Reilly chance. What a different game that would have been had that gone in. And Donnarumma with a punch that's not entirely convincing, but he did punch it clear of the 6-yard box at least, but he's won a free kick in the process. Yeah, and I mean, if David Raya's a foul, that's a prison sentence for Evan Nielsen. Can't be touching goalkeepers. Do you know what I mean? Can't be doing that. Brilliant from Nunes. Brilliant from Nunes. Foden and Cherky, you've been brought on to win the game. Can you fucking get involved, lads? Do you mind? Do you want to impact the game at all? Please, come on, lads. Show yourselves. Show your fucking selves, both of you. Get involved. Foden more than Cherky right now, because I swear Foden's not even touched the thing yet. It's been like 15 minutes. You're bringing on Cherky and Foden. They've done nothing. Doku's been the only threat, and here he is again to the byline. And it's a great bit of defending by Rayan as well, who celebrates in the face of Jeremy Doku. Look, you're fighting for a Premier League title, lads. That would bother you, wouldn't it? If you were fighting for a Premier League title, if you believed you were going to win a Premier League title, that would bother you. Didn't seem bothered. Kind of how I feel, really, because I know Pep's leaving, so it's a bit, a bit of a damp squib, this, isn't it? I feel a bit shit. Underwhelmed by the whole thing. Sorry, everybody, for being in fucking doom and gloom, but it is Pep. It's Pep we're talking about here. He's leaving. Do you know what I mean? I was only told 24 hours ago, so you're going to have to bear with me that this isn't going to be an instant recovery. But I'll feel a hell of a lot better if we win the game. The chance of that is slim, with a ball from Jeremy Doku to Nico O'Reilly out for a goal kick. Curtis is blaming Walker for the leak. Yeah, me too, mate. Bloody Kyle Walker. He did all right, didn't he? Wasn't he chasing Martinelli the other night? I'm pretty sure Martinelli went through one-on-one for Arsenal the other night. Yes, last night for Burnley. And Kyle Walker, man, rolling back the years, wasn't he, man? Turned on the afterburners. Like, Kyle Speedster Walker got back to Martinelli really well there. Didn't think he still had it in him. Marmouche is coming on. Big up, Curtis. Thanks for the super chat, mate. I don't know how it's still 1-0, mate, but it could be a bit 1-1 in a minute. That cross is cleared, though. Doc is brilliant. Doc has been our most threatening player in this second half. He's just got, bullied by Rayan a little bit, and it happens. It was a great bit of defending. And then Rayan just went, in his face. I mean, what's he going to do? He's not going to twat him, is he? But he did look a bit like, whatever. But here he is again, trying again. Ball into Cherky. Can he do something? Not with that. Oh, it's a corner ball at least, because I thought that was an effort from Cherky, but it must have taken a deflection, because it's a corner ball. And he rushes over to take the corner, which is good to see. Yeah, it's minimal. We're starting to turn the screw a little bit, but it's a bit late. 17 minutes to go. And we are starting to impose ourselves on the game in an attacking sense, with a corner ball from Cherky bobbling around. Can it land kindly? No. We don't get anything kind at the minute, do we? Just need a bobble to go our way. Just a bit of luck. Something to go our way. And Bournemouth have cleared it. And Foden pretends to challenge for that. That was the most talent. Just didn't want to get hurt, did he? Oh, dear. Marmouche is coming on as well. I wonder who for. It can't be Rodri. So who's it for? Who's coming on for Marmouche now? Doku? You can't be taking Foden and Cherky off, because that's just harsh. Haaland? Straight swap? Oh, corner ball to defend for Manchester City. It's underneath. Oh, it's going to go out for a goal kick at least. But so if we don't win the game, that means I'm going to try at least to get a ticket to the last game of the season. So this could be the last watch-along of the season, which is sad. Sad way to go out after an FA Cup win and a League Cup win. But I do want to say bye to Pep. But I don't want to abandon the amazing community that you guys are for a potential title win. You know, because if we're still in it, let's say we do turn it round. If we win this game, then I'll be here for the Watchalong against Villa. But with it being all done and dusted in terms of chances of winning the title, it becomes all about giving Pep the send-off he deserves. And I want to be part of that. I want to go and say bye, man. Dan Mayers, this hurts, but the domestic double helps. It really does, doesn't it? Yeah. It always felt, as soon as we won the FA Cup, it felt like this would be a bonus. You know? It felt like it. Savinho's in, down the left side. And what? He tried to cross it way too early. Haaland wasn't set. Haaland was nowhere near ready for that ball to be crossed. Thankfully, it ricochets off a Bournemouth player and out for a corner. But that was way too early with the cross there. And Cherky runs over to take another corner for City. And City in corners, the polar opposite of Arsenal, aren't we, really? When it comes to corners, attacking them. Can we score from one? No, of course we can't. When we score from corners, we've taken it short. And we've worked it around the edge of the area. You know, like we did against Chelsea. For Mark Gay's goal. That was from a corner. Savinho dinks it in. Oh, and Cassant, or was it Nico O'Reilly waiting there for the header? 13 minutes to go. Bournemouth are starting to drop a little bit deeper, inviting a bit of pressure on. Still a lot of time to go. We've scored 2 goals in much less time than this. So we know we can still win this game. But we've got to improve the overall quality. And look at that. Núñez can't control it as Cherky plays it back to him. It's that sort of thing. Those little things just take the momentum out of everything, don't they? When you're just like, you can't even control a simple ball, man. Cherky allowed to get to the bar, and the cross is poor. Cleared with a diving header from Senesi. No City player had any chance of getting on the end of that anyway, but we've won the ball back. Rodri is going to lay this off for Gay. Coming across towards this left side now with Savinho. So it was Doku off for Marmoush. Savinho's now on the left. Good ball in from Savinho. The ball's up in the air for Petrovic to bundle, and he just gets his hand on it. And Nico O'Reilly is near the danger zone again. Nearly the one to put it in the back of the net, but still. And he gets his head on it, and it ricochets off Hill. And then Petrovic comes out and, well, makes a bit of a meal of it, to be honest. But are you doing any watch-alongs for the World Cup? Probably not. Almost definitely not, to be honest. I know people want me to, and I'm tempted because of that. Because I actually, I had no intention of doing it, but you've asked me to do it, so I'm tempted to do it, but I'm probably not. But I'm still going to do plenty of Manchester City content. There's lots to talk about in the summer now, isn't there? So there's going to be a hell of a lot that I'm almost certain the 115 news is going to break. I also think the Maresca situation is a fascinating one, because it's like, how are we going to bring him into the football club? What is he going to bring? So I want to look at that. Lots to talk about in the summer, and there's obviously going to be some transfers, comings and goings, because Bernardo Silva's off, John Stones is off, as well as the likes of Anderson. Ball across, and it's cleared. If you throw the kitchen sink at it now, man, you might as well. What the fuck is 2-0 versus 1-0? Just throw the kitchen sink at them. We are not attacking them enough. Pep just lost his head there at Núñez. For the second time, Núñez just failing to control a very simple ball that was fed down the line, this time from a Bournemouth player, but he's got to control that. It's been so sloppy, hasn't it? So sloppy from pretty much all of them. And are you surprised? They are playing like a team that have had some news in the week. Oh, Donnarumma. who's kept this game from being embarrassing, to be honest, hasn't he? If Bournemouth go and get a second, there's no debating how they deserve it. They deserve to go 2-0 up, don't they? They really do. Imagine if that Nico O'Reilly chance had been taken. And you wonder, don't you, what difference it would have made, if any. But goals change games. And if we can get one now, I still think we can go and win the game. But there's just nothing. There's nothing to, like, you know, hang on to. There's nothing there. There's like, oh, we keep knocking at the door. We're not knocking at the door. We're getting into crossing situations. That's it. And even then it's sparse. You know, I mean, it's not very common. And then the cross comes in. It's just so wasteful. So wasteful. I agree. I feel like I'm waiting to be put out of my misery at this point. You know, just waiting for the final whistle. 8 minutes to go. You take your hats off to Bournemouth, by the way. They've played very well. They've played like a team that haven't lost a game in 16 games. The best version of Manchester City beats this, though. And when I say best version, excuse me, I mean this season's best version. We haven't played anywhere near our best. So you had to do that to go and beat Bournemouth away. You had to. Dropping to these standards was never going to be enough. You had to play well to win this game. We've not played well. I think this Bournemouth team have played well enough to be 1-0 up, but they are going up against the Manchester City side that look stunned. Look like they're uncertain. That they've been hit with some news in recent weeks it's thrown question marks over their futures. So, hardly surprising. Oh. That's a goal kick as well, isn't it? Off Rodri's head, goal kick. Big up Thoth Norbert. All the journalists, I blame all the journalists who leaked it for this. I don't know exactly how it worked, but it seemed like one journalist decided to take it upon himself, Oliver Holt, to announce it. And then all the journalists had to corroborate and get to the point of justifying the news and make sure they don't miss out on it. Because they need to, like, you know, hang on a minute, I knew that. All of them seem to have known it. So lots of it seems to be common knowledge amongst the journalists, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were asked to just keep it to themselves until Pep announces it. But he chose to go for it. I'm going to release the information for the benefit of my own career. none of the City, there's City representatives out there, they wouldn't have done it. Especially the likes of Jack Gorn and Simon Wojcicki, for example. Those guys, they're journalists, and I didn't mean to tarnish them with the same, because I respect them, because I know they love City. They love the club. But there are plenty that don't, and write certain headlines to hurt us. So, oh yeah, Phil, come on, man. We're going to be here next season, mate. 100%. We're all going to be here next season, man. It's that, innit, Adrian? Big up for the super chat, Phil, by the way. I appreciate that. And you're right, we'll be here next season. But Adrian, you're right. Jonny, this reminds me of when Mancini left just before the FA Cup final and Wigan beat us. It really does, doesn't it? A performance that stinks. And, yeah, lacklustre, attitudes look not great. They don't look terrible, but they don't look good enough. The attitudes look a little bit... They look like their heads are elsewhere, don't they? And it's easy to paint that picture because now we know what we know. And it's easy to blame it on Pep, but I don't think it's a coincidence. I wouldn't be surprised that Maresca comes in and there is an instant impact because it's just something different. For that reason alone, it's something different, it's something new. You want to impress. That's human instinct. And it's why so many managers at so many different levels make an impact when they first join. It's consistency is the question, though, because obviously we've grown accustomed to a manager that's stuck around for 10 years and won silverware every single year, bar the year when he first joined, because even last year it was a Community Shield. So there was silverware coming in the door on a consistent basis. There was no downtime other than the first season with Pep Guardiola. The question for Enzo Maresca is, can he achieve the consistency? I actually expect him to come in and hit the ground running reasonably well. I just have my concerns for the longevity of his time at Manchester City. And am I asking for a lot? Probably, in this day and age, in a world where we are so quick to judge and very eager to write off players and managers after 90 minutes of football almost. And ball across here, this is 2-0. Donnarumma makes the save. How have they not scored again? What a waste of an opportunity that was for Bournemouth. City's still alive somehow. Not if Foden's going to piss around with it like that, mate. What are you doing, Phil Foden? What are you doing? What are you doing there, mate? And it's nearly 2-0, but it goes wide. But fucking hell, what was he doing there? What's he doing? Why is he taking it so long on the ball there? Shocking from Núñez earlier. His second half's gone to shit. He had a reasonably okay first half. Núñez was one of the few defenders that I thought, you know, you're doing okay. Compared to the rest of the back line, at least. I think Kasanov struggled, Gay struggled, O'Reilly struggled in an attacking sense. But Núñez then went flying out to a ball that, if you're going to go out that aggressively, mate, you make sure you win it. And if you don't win it, you clear him out. He gets beaten, and then the ball's whipped in. True Fair waiting with an opportunity to put it in the back of the net to make it 2-0. Doesn't. Donnarumma saves it. He doesn't connect with it properly. Makes the save a little bit easier. Then it's bowled out to Foden, who takes an absolute age on the ball and then gets his pocket picked. It's just that summed up the night, that did. Really did. Big up Mullet. We've come second and won 2 trophies, and it's like we're getting relegated in chat. Some of you youngsters didn't suffer through watching City in League One when we were shit, and it shows. We will be back. It does show. You're absolutely right. It does show. My pain has nothing to do with this game. My pain is Pep. My pain is like, I'm just absolutely devastated, and Bournemouth are about to make it 2-0. They should do. And they've hit the post. I mean, this should be about 4-5-1. 4-5-1 to Bournemouth. But yeah, my pain, big up Mullet. Thanks for the super chat, mate. You've been a legend throughout this season, as have many of you. 6 minutes of injury time. But my pain has been completely, for Arsenal winning the league, I don't feel the pain for it. I don't feel it. And that's not to diminish Arsenal, because I know a lot of Arsenal fans have tuned in for that. Big up to every one of those Arsenal fans that have tuned in for my tears. My tears are not for you winning the league. My tears are for Pep Guardiola. It's an internal feeling. It has nothing to do with you. I'm not thinking about it in the slightest. Before the game, during the game, after the game, Pep Guardiola leaving the football club has been my thought process. And what it means, it's just occupied my thinking for next season. How are we going to play next season? Maresca's going to be the man. What's his job going to look like? How is he going to perform? Players we're going to bring in, systems we're going to play. How successful are we going to be in the long run? All questions that completely usurp the importance of Arsenal winning the league. It's so low down in priority for my thinking right now. And sorry to disappoint you in that regard. I'm just not there anymore. And Pep's announcement has sort of taken the sting out of Arsenal's joy that I imagine they're probably wanting to get from City fans' pain. But our pain has nothing to do with you anymore. And I'm not there with you, unfortunately. I'm not in that title race now. I'm thinking, like, what are we going to do next year, man? Who are we going to sign? What's the club going to look like? And those questions actually have positive thoughts as well associated with them. I think positively that we can actually go Kluivert and Rodri kicking off. Last thing we need. It's nice to see a bit of spirit, because this has been a very lacklustre performance from all of them, really, attitude-wise. And it's good to see Rodri still showing that spirit. Up for the fight. Donnarumma, of course, he gets involved. He's going to be cracking skulls, no doubt. That's what he does. Hank, you're a legend. Jonny, thanks for your insight, humour and passion this season. I agree. Congrats to Arsenal. And yet, Pep's leaving makes it a bittersweet season. It really does. Big up, Hank. And Tim. And all of your family that are watching. That's a free kick on the edge of the area. That is. Fucking Rodri's just been absolutely clattered. Clearly to hurt him because of what happened a minute ago. That's just trying to hurt him, that is. You piece of shit. Who was that? Was that Andoni Iraola as well? Former fucking City player as well, deciding to do that. You fucking City reject, mate. It wasn't him, to be fair. I thought it was. It wasn't him. I take it back. It was Kluivert, who went right through the back of Rodri. Looked like it's winded him. Knocked the air out of him there. Big up, Hank. Hope you're good, man. And I'm glad you've not asked me to do gobble, gobble, gobble. But there's one more for the end of the season. Hope you're good, mate. I thought it was him, Ryan. I was like, fuck you, Andoni Iraola. The most harmless guy in the Premier League, isn't he? Like, he does nothing. He sits on the bench for Bournemouth all season. And I've just like nailed it. Like, twat. But it wasn't him. I wouldn't be surprised if we equalise now just to annoy me. Not with that. Foden, fucking hell, mate. Swing and a miss. And Cherky's dived. Bournemouth are going to go and make it 2-0 in a minute. We've got numbers back, actually. So we might not. But just remind them, man. Cup double, mate. Cup double. I tell you what, if Arsenal don't win the Champions League, they've not had a good season compared to us. What's their one trophy compared to us? You're telling me their Premier League is worth more than an FA Cup and a League Cup together in the same season? No, it's not. An FA Cup, a Premier League and a Champions League together absolutely is. Oh, we've hit the post. Oh, it's 1-1! It's 1-1! Arsenal fans suddenly start shitting themselves for the final 1.5 minutes. That's funny. Just to see them shit themselves just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. You're going to win the league. You're going to win. There's not enough time to go and win this game. But that's funny as fuck to know they've just gone, oh shit. We might not win the league. Because they don't have real belief, do they? They don't actually have that tangible belief that we have. that we don't give up. They give up like that. And I guarantee half of them just shit the bed because we equalised with seconds remaining. It's done. It's over. But the funny thing is, they've just shat the bed. That's funny. And it's 1-1. Haaland buries it off the post. After we hit the post before that from Rodri as well. And I mean, there's still... Oh, it's a free kick to City. 30 seconds remain. Can you imagine? That's funny, man. Hit the like button, everybody. We're nearly at 800. 2 of you need to do it, and then we'll get to 800. If you can do that, that'd be fantastic. Big up to everyone that's tuned in for the watch along. Free kick lumped in. Nodded by Nico O'Reilly. Cleared by Tavernier, I think it was. Nunes got to win that. And Savinho gets back. He's got to win that as well. And he's away. Savinho's away here. Driving forward, Savinho cuts it back. Oh, and I swear Rodri just tackled Cherky. I swear he just tackled him. I mean, at this point, just go for it. What's the point? We might as well lose the game and go for it. You know, we might as well lose the game. But this is funny, man. Like, the fact that we've equalised. As late as that as well. There goes the full-time whistle, as expected. Congratulations, Arsenal. Got to be fair about it. They deserve to win the league. We've not been good enough this year, but we'll absolutely bounce back. No two ways about it. Even without Pep, we will bounce back. This football club will bounce back. And is what it is. Got to take that on the chin. I just can't stop thinking about Pep leaving, though. That's all that I can think about right now. I don't feel the disappointment of not winning the league. I was braced for that anyway, and I was very happy with the FA Cup and the League Cup. Really happy with that. What a fantastic season it's been, knowing that we are in a transitional period, but it just feels like all about Pep for me right now. I don't feel the pain that I think I'm meant to feel right now. I think I'm meant to be gutted we've not won the league. And I am to some degree, but I'm more bothered about Pep and the future of the club. That's all I can think about. That's all I can think about, because the value of him knows no bounds, man. But big up Christine. Enjoy the final match, Johnny. I'm going to try and go to it. If I don't get a ticket, I'll be doing a watch-along. I hope you understand why I want to go to that game, because I want to say bye to Pep Guardiola. I want to give him the send-off that he deserves and be part of it, because I've been doing this. This is my 3rd season doing this channel, and obviously 3 years compared to 10 years of Pep Guardiola. My son is 8 years old. He's 8. I've known Pep for longer than I know my son, and I love my son, and I've known, of course I do, and I've just known him for so long that I can't picture a world without my son. But bearing that in mind, that I can't picture a world without my son, who's been alive for 8 years. Pep's been there for longer, you know, and I couldn't believe that when I realised that and that alone is just like, it's mind-blowing how long he's been here for. So I really want to go and say goodbye to the greatest manager this Premier League has ever seen. It's been a fantastic season for Manchester City to go and win an FA Cup and a League Cup. It's been a fantastic season, and a season that is tarnished a little bit with the manner in which Pep Guardiola's announcement and the departure of Pep has been announced, but it doesn't take away the silverware that was won. It doesn't take away the momentum that we've gathered that has sort of been hindered a little bit because of the Pep Guardiola departure, but I do feel like we can still take the players' momentum. Pep Guardiola leaving is as bad as it is, but the players are still have gathered that form. The likes of Doku has gone through the roof in terms of his ability. Cherky, I think, is just going to blossom next year. Haaland's Haaland. Rodri's Rodri. Question marks over the goalkeeper next season. I'm curious about what we're going to do with that. Who Maresca would prefer at Donnarumma and Trafford. That's a whole conversation for the summer. Kasanov is growing. Gay's been here for 5 minutes. Semenyo's been here for 5 minutes. There's lots and lots of positives to come out of this season. But a domestic treble wasn't to be. It's understandable and disappointing at the same time. I understand why you're feeling the pain, but I don't feel the disappointment that I thought I was going to feel I really felt like I was going to be like angry about Arsenal winning the league and like, oh man, we got to deal with them now. We got to deal with the Arsenal fan base. Like, I don't feel it, and that's Pep. Like, as much as he's taken that pain away, he's introduced a pain. I would rather the Arsenal pain. I would rather have that pain on its own. Just like, oh fuck, man, we've got to hear Arsenal fans celebrating winning the league now. That's a pain that it doesn't compare to Pep Guardiola leaving. It doesn't compare, man. It's a shame, man. Right, big up to everyone that has joined this watch along. It still might not be the last watch along that I do this season because I do need to get a ticket. I haven't got a ticket yet. So if I can get a ticket for the last game of the season, I'm going to go and send Pep off with my own, turning up with the rest of them, basically. The rest of the City fans that are going to the Etihad for that game. Hopefully I can get myself a ticket. And if I don't get a ticket, I'll be here for the watch along. So there is that. We can still go and watch that game and have a laugh. It'll be a bit more fun, that one, without Pep doom and gloom and not winning the league doom and gloom. But we can reminisce more realistically, let the dust settle on this situation and remember the qualities of Pep Guardiola and remember the very, very recent successes of winning an FA Cup and a League Cup, which he delivered for this football club. Unbelievable. The man is an unbelievable legend of the game. Not just Manchester City, the game. The greatest manager that's ever lived, in my opinion. Right, Blues, take care. Player ratings, player ratings in the morning. Might be a little bit later than normal, but before I go, just Elias has popped in. Thanks for this season, Jay. We'll come back stronger. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Big up to you, Elias. From Sweden, aren't you? From Sweden. Big up to you. Hope life in Sweden is treating you well, mate. Big up to everyone in the chat. Tough pill to swallow. We kind of knew this was coming, to be fair, with the fixtures that we had compared to the fixtures Arsenal had. We knew this was on the horizon. We were praying on miracles. I like the fact that Arsenal now have to celebrate on social media alone. They don't get to celebrate in the Emirates Stadium. They have to celebrate on social media. Fitting for a club like Arsenal. Very, very fitting. Stick to your social media, lads, because that's your club. That's them in a nutshell, isn't it? That's where their fans are founded, on social media. So they will celebrate on social media. Glad to see them have to celebrate in small little pockets around the world rather than one big uproar at the Emirates compared to the likes of Manchester City winning titles on the last day of the season at the Etihad with Aguero and the Gundogan moment and Samir Nasri against West Ham and Vincent Kompany. Moments like that at the Etihad Stadium, which is just absolutely unforgettable moments for the Manchester City fans. Doing it in front of your own fans at home is treasured memories for Manchester City. And they will only get to celebrate at the parade now because, of course, they go away to Crystal Palace before the end of the season. Fitting. I think that's fitting. It suits them. It suits them, that. Because I think the players, the club, the staff at Arsenal, I think they deserve it. Their fans, they don't deserve shit. Because they were booing them off the pitch. Their home fans were booing them off the pitch 3 weeks ago. And now they're Premier League champions. Fair play to Arsenal players. Fair play to Mikel Arteta for eventually getting over the line and getting the job done. But, yeah, shame on those Arsenal fans that wanted him gone. Shame on those Arsenal fans that were booing the other week. Shame on those Arsenal fans that were writing him off. Writing off the season because they lost to Bournemouth. Let's not forget, they said it was over. That's the Arsenal fans for you. Right. FA Cup, League Cup, good season. We've got to deal with the Pep departure. Let's give him a good send-off. Make sure we respect the man on his way out of the door. I'm sure we will. And of course, Hank's dropped a super chat. I'm trying to go, Hank. Pick up Hank. Jonny, how about a special watch-along as a tribute to Pep? You could share your insights, highlights, and we could share our memories with each other. I would love to do that, mate, but I'm hoping to go to the game. But I might get some footage or something that I could show you or something like that from the game. I might take my phone. I'm not one of these guys, man, I don't take selfies. I don't record myself. Obviously for YouTube I do. But that stays in here. I don't go around with my phone like that. You know what I mean? Doesn't sit right with me. You know, esteemed company, big up to Stephen, by the way, who asked me to come on the channel the other day. He asked me for a photo to put on his thumbnail. And I was like, I ain't got one, mate. I don't take a photo of myself. When have you seen my face on the thumbnail? There's one thumbnail with my face on it, one. I just don't take my photo of myself, so I'm not going to be going around the Etihad going, "Hi everybody, it's me. I'm at the Etihad. Yeah, this is me at the Etihad." I just can't do it. I actually don't think it's a bad thing if you want to do it. It's not a bad thing. I'm not knocking people that do it. I just can't do it. Like, I feel a bit weird. So, anyway, beside the point, Manchester City have had a good season. They've had a good season. 2 pieces of silverware in the bag. So thankful for Pep. Absolutely, mate. Big up to every single one of you. We'll talk soon, no doubt. Hit that like button if you haven't done so already. Let me know what your thoughts were on the game. I think I know what most of them are going to be already, because that was a bit of a shit show, really, wasn't it? What a damp, squib way to end the season, but it's over now. We move forward. The club moves forward. Let me know your thoughts. Like and subscribe to Typical City. Take care, everybody. I will see you in the next one.